Well, YouTube, how's it going? Buster here, adventure biker. I'm on something slightly different today. I am on a wee Suzuki. Wee 800 Suzuki kind of street fighter bike. Nice grey. It's a bit weird because I'm obviously used to the adventure bike. So just got to take it for a wee blast, see what we think of it. So this is the courtesy bike from MCS Scotland. They're doing my chain sprocket and rear tyre. The guys there are brilliant. I've known Alan for a long time, for when he used to have the shop up at in Renfrew. Really nice guys in there. And see, this is a bit weird because obviously I'm used to the adventure bike. But we'll see how we go on with it. So the wee Suzuki, yeah, it's a lovely wee bike. Let's have a look, see what it actually is. So it is a GSX-8S. So yeah, lovely wee bike. For me, maybe a bit too small. There's definitely a nice vibe to it. Yeah, so it's the Honda Hornet's competitor. I might try and see if I can get Honda to give me a test ride of their 750 to try and compare it. But so far, this bike has been really nice, very smooth. I don't know how I look on it. I think it might just be the fact that I'm obviously used to the Africa Twin. If you're into the street fighter thing, then it's definitely a good platform. Because years ago that's what I used to do. I used to street fight a lot of bikes. So I had a couple of Suzuki Bandits, which I put like sportier back ends on, different exhausts, stuff like that. I mean, one of the Bandits I had a K5 back end on it, so I took the traditional back end and chopped that up. I done it with a well, originally what I had was I had the 1200, which I bought already street fightered, and then I just replicated it with a Suzuki a 600. So I street fightered a Honda V a VTR as well. So yeah, it's a good platform. I would say it was a good platform if you're into that kind of Street Fighter look and feel. Definitely looks the part. So yeah, I'm not short, so I'm like 6'1". It's not too uncomfortable. I think where it would get me is long distance. I think that's where it would get me. I don't think I could do long distance on this, and that's just me because of my dodgy knee. That's the whole reason why I went to the Africa Twin for my Fireblade. I can't really ride sports bikes and Street Fighters and stuff, and this has got quite far back pegs and controls. So, coming for the Africa Twin and having a screen and stuff, if you're going to use it for motorway use, and yeah, it would probably need a screen, but I'm a bit kinda old school that way. If it's a bike like this, doing it again, beeping the horn, if it's a bike like this, it shouldn't have a screen. It should be naked, because it's a naked bike. But again, bit of controversy, if you're going to do a lot of miles, or if you're buying it to do miles on the motorway, it would need a screen, especially if you're as tall as me, because I'm getting hit with a lot of wind. But if your main objective to your bike riding is getting to your destination down A and B roads, twisties and stuff like that, then this would be ideal. We'll just find out, because I'm about to just put it on the motorway. Oh. More coming off one junction, I think. Sitting at 70 mile an hour and I'm getting kind of blown about a wee bit. I says, being quite a tall rider, but this is definitely no lacking in power. Definitely not. It's definitely not lacking in power. So a lot of what I'm feeling could be the fact that I'm used to the Africa Twin. That's how I think it's good to get out as much as you can and ride different bikes. Ideal for A roads, B roads, up beside the locks. Definitely nice. Again, personally, I don't think I could do a long trip like motorway miles on this. Very customisable as well. You could do a lot to this to make it look like a really, I mean, it's a nice looking bike as it is, but there's a lot you could do to this to make it like a proper street fighter. In the tight twisties, I don't think it would lag behind either. In the tight twisties. Yeah, definitely, I'm impressed with it. Definitely impressed with it. And I'm obviously being a a wee bit careful with it because it's obviously no my bike. But it's definitely gave me flashbacks, see, when I had that Honda Hornet 600, that was slightly bigger. It was a slightly bigger bike, but it's giving me that kind of fun aspect, it gave me that vibe. Fun vibe. Definitely gave me that fun vibe. And I'm always the same when I ride bikes for the first time. Even if I've not rode my bike for a couple of weeks, month or whatever, which is very rare to be fair, that I don't ride my bike at least once a month minimum. Yeah, once a month minimum. I always try and go out my bike regardless of the weather at least once a month. But I'm always the same when I get on a new bike that I've not rode, or even a bike that I've not rode for a while. It's just take the time to get used to it, biting points, braking. And you'll probably notice that on my videos. As you can probably tell when I've not been on my bike for a wee while. You can probably tell, because I'm a bit more cautious, and the more I ride, the more and longer that I ride my bike, you can see the difference. And I think that's what I'd be the same on this. If it was my bike. Oh, I'm going that way. Even there's definitely a difference between when I picked it up and knew that I'm taking it back. And it would just keep getting a lot different the longer I rode it. And I could definitely feel that. It's a different feeling. Every bike gives you a different feeling, my personal opinion anyway. The adventure bikes put you in the kind of mood and the spirit for an adventure, and I know it sounds pure cliche, but it does. You ride a sports bike, different feeling again. Street Fighter, different feeling. And I'm remembering what I felt like when I was kicking about on that CBR 600, just that Street Fighter kind of look. And even the memories of the Suzuki Bandit 1200 as well. This is just my opinions. Just my opinion. To me, every bike or every style of bike gives you a different feeling. That's why you should go out there and ride as many bikes as you can. Or when you go and buy a new bike, make sure you test drive as many bikes as you can, because one might surprise you. And bikes, there's no right or wrong when you pick a bike either. There's definitely no right and wrong. So don't let anybody tell you that the bike that you've chosen for yourself is the wrong choice, because it's not. Yeah, you could definitely have a lot of fun on this bike. A lot of fun. I'll need to ask him, is it the same engine? The same engine in this as it is in the 800, the 800D. Because when he first said to me about the 800, about taking this, it sounded like he was talking about the V-Strom. First of all, I thought that's what he was talking about, but this is actually, this is really nice, this. I'm kinda, thinking about it, I'm kinda scared about asking to test drive the new Katana, because I think I would want one, because that's in the same sort of era and the same sort of thing as the Africa Twin. Years ago, when I was younger, bikes that I was looking at was like kind of 80s bikes. And the Katana, the original Katana, the 1100, was one of the bikes that I really liked. The old GS 1100 Katana. And then they did, I don't know if you remember this, I'm maybe more a bike geek than some of you are, but they also did a 750 version with a pop-up headlight. That was fucking nice. And I had a gold frame, gold wheels. That was nice and all. So I'm kinda scared about asking, can I have a shot or test ride in the Katana? Because I think I might have, I'd maybe want one. I think I would maybe want one. Oh, because big sexy bike that is. Woohoo!